2 months ago, I uploaded a video called The Worst Tracks of Every Single Mario Kart Game.
Okay.
The response I got for that video was absolutely crazy, and also sometimes not that nice, to be honest. But most of you really seem to love this video. Probably not Nintendo though. So today I want to redeem the name of Mario Kart, and I'm going to do the opposite of what we did last time. Today I want to talk about the best courses of every single Mario Kart game.
That's why we're here,
There's only one
boys.
rule again, just original tracks from the game, no
huge.
retro cups,
Thank
no
you.
remakes.
Thank you.
That's the rule.
Thank you. So many people talk about the remakes when it comes to the newer courses or the newer designs or anything like that for any Mario Kart quote-unquote greatest tracks. But I'm happy that we are looking at Nitro Cups or Nitro Tracks, baby.
Super Mario Kart.
Alright. What do we
Even
got
though
here?
Super Mario Kart is obviously a legendary racing game and changed the world of fun races forever,
True.
I don't think most of the people would say that these tracks probably aged well.
No, they
But
did
there's
not.
actually a couple tracks that are standing out to me.
They're
And
left
the
and
best
right
one
turns,
has
brother.
to be Bowser's Castle 3. Yes,
Oh.
I know that there is a 90 degrees turn in that race, and they can be a little bit annoying, but all the jump panels in that level, they totally make up for it. Because I think
You know,
that
that's a
adds
good
actually
take.
a little kind of like cool variation to the Super Mario Kart game.
That's a great take, actually, indeed, because a lot of these tracks are left turns and right turns and 90-degree turns, and yeah, it's kind of tough to drift, and that's how the game was supposed to be. But when you look at a track design, this Bowser Castle specifically here, it had everything going on. Yes, it has the left and right turns. If you look at the bottom of the game and you see the second screen, you can see in the top right there's a a left turn, and you look at the actual map of it, there's so many left and rights. But the jumps that come into this game, the thwomps that you have to avoid, everything about this track, the lava that's there, it's just great aesthetics and great like overall track design.
You know, actually it's super fun. You jump the entire time basically, you fly around this course, and yes, there's 90 degrees turns as I said, but you know, I can't get over that if you get that as your gameplay otherwise.
True.
Also, the music
True.
and the design of this course is absolutely crazy good, and to me
Come
the
on,
best
Koopa,
one of the
finish the
game.
race.
So, number one for a reason. Mario Kart
Alright.
64.
I think you finished.
Mario Kart 64 is a huge step up when it comes to graphic improvement.
Sure.
Obviously, if you look at it from
100%.
nowadays perspective, you would think that's a crazy thing to say by me. But back in the day, yo, that was like Unreal Engine 4, 5, 6, 7. The best track of the game to me personally has to be one that also got a remake on the Wii, and it's also one of my favorite courses
Oh
there.
my god.
And it
Parkway?
belongs to this guy right here.
Oh, it's gotta be Parkway.
What up? Did you guess the track? It's DK's Jungle Parkway.
Yes,
I
sir.
love this track. The colors, the music, the ramp, the graphics. Jumping over the sled
You're
has to
naming
be
everything,
one of
dude.
the craziest and most
You're
fun things
naming
that you can.
everything about this track that makes it so monumental. There's 3 of the 4 Special Cup tracks that are top 5 tracks in this game. Just get rid of Banshee Boardwalk, it's out of the top 5 for sure. But when you look at DK Jungle Parkway, the colors, the aesthetic, you have everything here that makes up a great track. You even have that boat that goes across the water when you go over the jump. That's a wonderful feature. Everything from the outside of the track to the inside cave to all the quote-unquote sharp turns when you have to actually drift around. Your cart actually is flying a little bit left and right and not doing the quote-unquote proper turns when it comes to a normal track like Mario Raceway or Luigi Circuit. So I would totally agree.
Do
Like
in
this
Mario
track
Kart
here
franchise
has
history.
everything.
I think
I
that
love
course right here is the best example what the N64 was actually capable of
See,
when it
there's
came
the
to
boat I'm
fun
talking
races
about.
like Mario Kart. Yes, I know. You did really
We'll
good
talk
as well.
about Diddy Kong one day.
Mario Kart Super Circuit. For this game right here, I couldn't choose one.
What do you mean?
I chose 2.
What do you mean?
The first one is Sky Garden.
Oh,
I think
that's
this
it.
one right here is
This
one
is
of
it.
the most iconic
is
tracks
it.
of the game for a
Yes.
reason. First,
This is the iconic track. Yes, Rainbow Road is amazing in this game, and there are a couple other tracks that could probably rival, Rainbow Road as well. But Sky Garden here is the best track in the entire game. I'm just saying. If you don't agree with that, obviously tell me in the comments below, but you gotta let me know why, man. You gotta let me know because everything about this, you're in the sky, you're up above, the ground where you have your quote unquote Mario circuits, your Luigi circuits, your Peach circuits here in this game. You are in the sky, and everything about this from the clouds of the background, as you can see right there, to the clouds that are on the track for the off-road, the little shortcuts and the ramps that this game has, and the like very ending ramp that it has is just like a funny aesthetic just to have in the game. Now I know the deluxe version is completely different than what this track is here, but if you look at this game entirely, you're gonna tell me that this isn't the best track? Come on, guys, come on.
Stuff, I love the atmosphere. It's so calm and friendly and peaceful. Then the turns aren't that crazy as in some other tracks of the game, cause I can't handle these controls to this day, to be honest.
I thought he was gonna do the
Then the
shortcut
track
there with
has
the
this
mushroom.
one tiny little random jump
see,
panel
a
at
little-
the end for some reason.
Why is it there?
I really like that.
It's
But
funny.
especially that one shortcut. Do y'all
Yes.
remember it?
Yes,
If
brother.
you got a mushroom, then you go. Woo!
Exactly. You know
That's
how fun
just
that
so
was?
much fun to
The
do.
amount of times that I would do that and I would just break away from the pack. We all did that if we played this game. You have a mushroom, you take that jump, and now you're about 5 to 10 seconds ahead of your competition. It
Then
was
the other
so
one that I chose
fun,
is
dude.
Luigi's Circuit.
Ooh,
I just really
hold
love
on,
it.
why?
This one might be more personal
Why?
than objectively, but still I wanted
Oh,
to
that might be a
include it
personal
because
thing.
it has a special place in my heart. It's a basic course, kind of like a typical Mario circuit, but it's
True.
raining. That's the first course where it rained in Mario Kart history. You know this one level in Donkey Kong
I didn't
Country
think of
where it
that,
starts
actually.
raining?
That's
It kind of
crazy
reminds
to
me of
think
that.
about.
There's also these little puddles of rain,
'Cause
and
you
you
would've thought
definitely don't
Banshee
want to drive
Boardwalk,
through them.
maybe.
I know this one might be a little bit basic, but with a little twist, and I really appreciate that.
All right,
Mario
you
Kart.
know what? Real quick. I can understand why you might like that Yoshario. I can understand why some people might like Luigi Circuit. It is a quote-unquote F1 style like layout, F1 style track. I like that too. I didn't know that it was the first course to have rain or rain aesthetics in Mario Kart. I really thought about, obviously that was the third game in the series. So you look at SNES and you look at the, 64, and I could have sworn that Banshee Boardwalk had something, but I guess it does not. So that's really interesting that you say that there. But definitely Sky Gardens.
Double Dash.
That's a personal.
Okay, so I had a hard time to find the best track of.
Also, I gotta sadly, I'm sorry for pausing again. My love for Double Dash is like no other. Whatever your personal favorite game is, that is Double Dash to me. So it's hard for me to hear anything about Double Dash and be like, yo, you're in the right or you're in the wrong. If you don't agree with me, it's like, I really don't, like, I have a problem with that. So I understand that I'm very biased. Mario Kart Double Dash, favorite game, best game, in my opinion, of all Mario Kart. We can have that argument and conversation in the comments below. But let's see what your take is here. There's a couple of tracks here that might have
and
to,
name one that is the best.
might have to be like,
that
hey,
was difficult.
time to square up, Yoshario, if you choose it.
And it is Mushroom Bridge.
Oh,
This track is finally a track where there's driving cars, and the track is actually good.
8 out of
For
10
real,
track.
real. Here
8
it
out of
fits
10
in
track.
so natural. They blend in so well, and driving around them is so much fun, not frustrating, and it makes everything a little bit more like spicy because it feels like it's
Sure.
kind of like not that legal to drive there and make a race. It's
I
like
guess
Fast
so.
and the Furious Mario Edition right
Oh,
there.
get out of here.
I love the pace that
That's
course
funny.
has. It just feels
That's
like
funny.
you're flying through this course. I also love that shortcut, and I love
Yes.
to drive above the top of the bridge at the end. This
Mushroom.
track has everything that a good
Mushroom
Mario Kart
Bridge
track
has
needs.
everything here.
Some nice shortcuts, a really good feeling of pace, and a little chaos.
This
caused
is the
because of
wildest shortcut though in the entire game. It doesn't do anything. You get a box, which is fine, but it doesn't do anything.
cars.
It's just
Mario-
funny. That's a when it comes to this here, 8 out of 10 track. I'm telling you, Wario Coliseum, Waluigi Circuit, Waluigi Stadium. That's on me. I should know better. Bowser's Castle, Rainbow Road. Like, those tracks are in that category for the greatest track in that game. Mario Circuit, Baby Park, the Luigi Circuit, in my opinion, towards the very bottom. But when you look at something like Mushroom Bridge or Mushroom City, they're like the next tier. So if you have that Bowser Castle, Rainbow Road, like the top of the top, right below, in my opinion, 8 out of 10, this here. So I can respect you for saying that. I do look at this track and I look at the map, like the layout. It's a reverse B in English. If you look at the English language, you look at the letter B, you look at this map, it's a reverse B. That's what they came up with here, but you know what? Is what it is. I respect the take, man.
Of pace and a little chaos caused because of the cars. Mario Kart DS.
Right.
Do we even need to talk about this one?
We do.
Of course it
we
is
do.
Cheap Beach.
Oh!
I was joking! Calm down, calm down!
Okay, hold on.
Waluigi Pinball.
Alright, I just have to say...
I think this one might be one of the most recognizable
and
mesmerizing tracks of the entire Mario Kart series.
It is. It
the
totally
creativity
is.
of making a track inside a pinball machine is crazy. The visuals, the tunnel, and the actual pinball field. Do you even call it that way? These things make this track.
I don't think pinball field is the right way to describe it, but I would have said the same thing. I don't know what to call it. What are we supposed to say here? The pinball itself? Like, what do we call
iconic. And obviously the music, one of the best soundtracks for a video game like ever. I'd like to talk about one more track of the game though, because
before you talk about that one track, what I want to get into is this. If Waluigi Pinball is your favorite for the reasons Yoshario is saying it, that is perfectly reasonable. That's a great take. I can totally hear you out. But if you say Waluigi Pinball is the greatest track of all time because it is, and you're on that bandwagon, I would kind of tell you that you need to relook at everything there. Everything that is Mario Kart DS, there are a majority of tracks that are better than not. Now, I am a big fan of Peach Gardens. Peach Gardens is my personal favorite in this game, but then there's Bowser Castle. Yes, there's Waluigi Pinball. There's the Rainbow Road. Yoshi Falls is up there as well for me. There's a bunch of tracks in this game of the Nitro Cups themselves, like the Nitro Tracks, that are beautifully aesthetically pleasing. Beautifully aesthetically pleasing is what I'm trying to say. But I want to hear what your second track is. Waluigi Pinball's a good one. I feel like
it's the most underrated of the entire Mario Kart series. Bowser's Castle DS.
Oh,
it stands out to me from all of the other Bowser's Castle in the franchise. The entry to the castle with the spinning wheel at the bottom is so cool.
As a
driving
Double
up
Dash
this tower
fan,
also. Then there is this big thing here.
Is Bowser Castle.
Toss, I guess.
Way
it actually
better.
looks like it's corn on the knob spinning.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on, corn on the knob. I can admit that the Bowser Castle DS is way better than the Bowser Castle in Double Dash. I can admit that as a Double Dash fan, as somebody who thinks Double Dash is the greatest thing of all time. But if I'm looking at handheld Mario Karts, so you have Super Circuit, you have DS, you have the 3DS. Technically, we can say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I guess, because it's the dual console and like handheld style. But of the handheld, this is the best Bowser Castle.
Doesn't it? And then all of these moving
corn
blocks
on
at the end that you need to watch out so you don't fall into
That's
the
a
lava.
wild take as well.
This track got it all. So why they never made a remake of that?
Look at it. I love the trees in the background. Like, they're very bare. I love the mountains. I love where we're driving. You have the lava all around you. You might fall off into the lava. The whole castle is a giant maze. And what Yoshario mentioned about this castle and what this track is, I totally feel.
Beyond
I totally
can
hear you.
There's
I agree with that.
That are beyond my understanding. I need to be honest. But I mean, am I the only one that loves that track? Let me know in the comments. Before we get to the last 5 games, I really want to say thank you for watching this far. If you like content like this and would like to support me, it would mean the world to me.
You know what we're gonna do real quick? We're doing the plug, everybody. From those who are part of my channel, they do know from time to time if I react to a video, I like to give a shout out and plug them in the description of the actual video here. So do me the favor, if you have not already, go subscribe to Yoshario. I have the link to his channel down below. I'll also create a safe to click on link that will automatically, once you click on it, it will pop up with his channel and it says subscribe. So do me the favor, if you have not, hit the subscribe button on Yoshario's channel. If you haven't already, hit the like on this video for my personal video. And if you can do me the favor, hit subscribe on my channel as well. But for Yoshario, please do me that favor.
If you could hit the subscribe button,
that's the plug,
leave a
baby.
Like. Thank you. But now, let's continue with the video. Mario Kart Wii. Okay, I think it's pretty clear what I'm about to say. Coconut Mall.
Ooh.
Yes, y'all got Coconut Mall.
Great,
but
dude.
Let's be honest.
Great track.
Is that even a bad thing?
No.
I don't think so. I want to get Coconut Mall every day. This place is a safe place.
Especially after watching
and
Josh
I think a lot
LA
of people can agree on that one. The music and the atmosphere is so welcoming,
and
like in no other track of the Mario Kart.
I didn't even know
series.
you could do that here.
Also, this shortcut was always fire to me.
It was,
and
dude.
all the
Everybody
ramps
did
and
it,
boosts and the big jump
Everybody
at the
knows
end.
that shortcut.
10 out of 10 course. 11 out of 10. I also lost my mind as a kid when I noticed for the first time that these Miis driving in these cars, these are Miis that I created.
Yeah, dude.
I thought this is on some paranormal activity back in the day. I'm gonna be honest.
It was a crazy feeling to see, but when you look at Coconut Mall, yes, you're driving through a mall. There's multiple layers of track you can go on, whether it's the top part or the bottom part. You have that awesome and very well-known shortcut where you go through the store and then you can go out the jump, or if you have another mushroom, you can continue through that massive shortcut to avoid the escalators. Like, that was so much fun there. And then if you just stopped and looked around and you saw all the palm trees and you saw all the boost ramps and the trick ramps, and you get outside and you see the cars and you see the parking lot, and crazy again, as I mentioned, Josh LA 5436 has a wonderful video on his channel where he does a beautiful and unreal shortcut. Yes, it's 200cc, but if you look at it and you're like, holy crap, I didn't know you could do this on this track. I didn't know you can go underneath the track to then get to a certain area for certain checkpoints. It's unbelievable. So I love this track. I do have to say though, Maple Treeway is my favorite. I love the fall aesthetics. I love the wigglers that are there. I love everything about it. You know, all the trees that are there in the background. You get shot out of a cannon into a tree. You know, you're driving on the tree roots themselves. The crazy boost panels on the tree branches, or the one giant tree branch you guys know and love there. Then we have that giant turnaround, that big U-turn there. It's a beautiful, beautiful track. I think it's better than any other track in Mario Kart Wii. But let me know in the comments if you agree with that take or not.
Honestly, I love tiny little details like that in Nintendo games. This makes Nintendo games stand a little bit out sometimes, you know, and I hope they will get back to do stuff like that.
I agree.
Mario Kart 7. I played a lot of Mario Kart 7 recently, and I gotta admit, it slowly turns into one of my favorite Mario Kart games in the entire lineup.
Okay.
But what is my favorite track out of them? Okay, I give you a hint. If there's one place in Nintendo history that you want to go to vacation to, what would it be?
No, it's the island, everybody.
Correct.
It's the island.
Woohoo Island.
Oh yeah, dude, I
has
wanted
so
to
many
come here
different
as a
secret
kid
pathways
so
to explore.
badly.
So many charm and many cool shortcuts.
For real.
And that's what makes this track so amazing. To explore, to see all the amazing places and spots from your childhood game again, but now from the perspective of Mario Kart.
Exactly,
A new addition
man.
to the Mario Kart franchise in Mario Kart 7 was that tracks don't have to have 3 laps anymore, but are actually sometimes split into 3 sections.
Exactly.
And
And this was the greatest thing about this type of track and this style, because we got so many unique and beautiful tracks in Mario Kart games, and even the people who create custom tracks, they decided to go with this feature as well. So in the custom track, you might see a lap 1 of 1. In Mario Kart games, you might see it still says 3 laps. Maybe it says something different, but it's one giant section, or one giant section is 1 lap, is what I'm trying to say. Then another giant section is a second lap. And when you get to the very end, they have a dedicated finish line, and whether he shows it here or not, this is what this track is. You see the 2 stars right here. Right here, this symbolizes that you have the second lap
Islands
coming
is the
up.
first one out of them. In
See?
the entire Mario
Rocket
Kart
2
lineup.
pops up. It's
I
beautiful.
think that's such a cool variation from the standard formula.
It is.
Another cool thing about this track is that this is the first track in the Mario franchise that is not sent in Mario's world. Or does that mean that this is in Mario's world and that Mario actually could live in Woohoo Island? By the way, Maka Woohoo is also
I am
amazing,
confused about that one, but
I
you know
prefer
what?
this
Sure.
one. Which one do you prefer?
That's
Mario
gonna be a
Kart 8.
different
When I got my first
conversation,
Wii
brother.
U in 2014, I was blown away by the graphics. Because I saw that one track in Mario Kart 8, right, and I thought it can't get any more realistic than this. Till this day, I'm a huge fan of the Wii U, and I'm quite sad that the console flopped. But the graphics of the original Mario Kart 8 will always stand out.
They didn't really do well on that console.
The graphics are actually better than the booster course. The booster course pass that got released
in
10
a
years
game,
later. Let's be honest on that one. And as I said, there's one track that made me totally lose my mind about the graphics. And it is Mount Wario.
Oh,
good graphics,
great
awesome
track.
layout, super much diversity and variation. Yo, it's split into 3 sections again.
Yep.
That track, that's the ultimate Mario.
I love the plane. The front of the plane opens up. Alrighty, racers, start your engine. You're going down a giant mountain. Then you go through a cave section that is beautifully just put together. It's unbelievable just what they did from the back end, the development side for the cave of Mount Wario. I love everything from the jumps to the icicles to what it actually has. And then you go back down the mountain. You go outside. You have to avoid all these trees, like you're outside alpine skiing, downhill skiing, things like that, free style skiing and things like that. Types of tracks or types of mountains when you go down skiing. You get where I'm coming from. I'm not the biggest skier. I've skied twice in my life, but everything about this is just beautiful. I love the 3 sections that it is, but as I mentioned, this is up there for one of the top T1 positions. The other track to me that does it is Mario. Sorry, it's Sunshine Airport. I was about to say Mario Sunshine, but Sunshine Airport. Everything about it. I love that we go through the airplane, and I love that you can go through an airplane, but I love that you are at the airport. I love that you get to go through the quote-unquote grounds of an airport and what that's like. As somebody who's been around aviation and planes and private airports for the last 2 to 3 years, it's like I love everything about Sunshine Airport. And I love the fact you also could trick off that plane when you go from the jump ramp down. So when it goes down with your character and you see the plane coming up, you actually could trick off that plane. I don't know if you knew that or not, but that is one of the cooler features that the game has, or that track has.
Kart track. For real. It's amazing that in Mario Kart 7 they introduced the way of separating the course into 3 sections, because this track right here definitely benefits from that. Also, the opening cutscene where you jump out of this helicopter is badass.
Exactly, dude.
Even though the helicopter, I don't know, it looks kind of sus, don't you think? Driving down the mountain,
reminds me of like
driving
Wario,
through this
dude.
water,
It's a
driving
Wario
through
plane.
this tiny forest, then actually going to the ski slope and afterwards flying through this ring.
Jesus Christ, ski
This
slope
track
is
might
one of the
be
words
top
I was
10
trying to
Mario
figure
Kart
out.
tracks of all time. Mario Kart 8
Jesus
Deluxe.
Christ.
I thought I'm gonna have a hard time to find one track that I actually like in the.
So between 8 and 8 Deluxe, because they're the same game, I hope you are looking at DLC tracks here, because my answer is the same. Mario, I do it again. Sunshine Airport and Mount Wario are the 2 that are the greatest tracks in my opinion. And they brought this game, they ported it to the Switch, as we all know and we all love. But let's see if you talk about DLCs, brother.
Booster Course again?
I'm
in
a
the
big
Booster Course Pass?
brother.
Booster Pass course? Booster Pass courses?
Yeah,
I mean, I just don't really like a lot of them. I don't think they put enough effort into them, especially the graphics are kind of lacking. And all the ports from the tour courses made me kind of mad.
True.
But there is actually one that I not only accept, but that I really like, and it is Yoshi's Island. I love the game of Yoshi's Island, and to see a track that is actually based on the game is so cool. After you start the race, you'll see a lot of enemies from Yoshi's Island.
I love the
these shy guys on the stilts, then these birds. I mean, come on, look at them. It is walking around with his kids. That's adorable.
Agreed.
Hanging piranha plants, and actually a nappy nut. I thought that's a blog in blue, but as it seems like it's a nappy nut. I never heard about nappy nut.
Me neither. That's a huh? You call it a what now? A neppy who? I mean, still, all the enemies that are on the track, the way that the track is designed, the layout of this, and I don't know if he's going to get to that little shortcut, but that's one of the coolest shortcuts in the game.
I like this guy. This entire track is an homage to the actual game of Yoshi's Island, and I absolutely adore it. On the end of the ladder, you can even try to touch this cloud so it opens up a bridge, just like in the original game.
It's so
Yo,
cool,
that's hands down so fire. I love it. I know a lot of people probably like Ninja's Hideaway a lot more than this one,
yeah,
but
Ninja Hideaway is fantastic.
To me, this one has my heart.
But Yoshi's, dude.
Mario Kart Tour.
I love it, actually. Real quick. When I look at this, everything about this here, just once again, I love what it is. I love the actual map, the layout. I love the quote-unquote cannon jump that you have, that we fly down. You can hit the question block right here. It's an homage to the game. It brings out the bridge. It's a beautiful shortcut, just as he shows here. But this is definitely up there for me. If I have to look at other booster course, I did it again. Jeez. In the Ninja Hideaway might be up there, but I'll get into it very, very soon.
Tour. In the last episode where I was talking about the worst Mario Kart track.
Actually, real quick, because I haven't played much of Tour, I'm gonna watch and then I'll get into everything real quick right after.
Of every single game. I actually said that I don't want to choose a worst track of Mario Kart Tour because they are all trash, and I kind of stand with that. I don't really like this game, and especially the city tracks, but today I did decide for one. And I think it's better Vancouver. Than SNES. I think the main reason why it stands out to me at least a little bit is the diversity of that track. Velocity. I feel like these city tracks, they often try to just put in some stereotypical things for the country and didn't really try to catch the vibe of the actual place. While I've personally never been to Vancouver, I saw a lot of Canadian people in the comments like really praising this course for being that accurate. A lot of people were very happy about the representation of that country, and I think Nintendo made a good job with that. Shout out to Ryoko, by the way, one of my first subscribers. I hope you're happy that I chose a track from your country. That track has a lot of charm, but also, as I said, the diversity is great and makes that city seem full of life and actually vibrant. You drive through mountains, a tiny forest, over the Capilano suspension bridge. I totally didn't have to look that one up. And through a hockey stadium. Come on, this is the best city track. Or is it? Tell me in the comments. And it's up there. That's it. Thanks everyone for watching today's video.
Once again,
what is your opinion on the list?
Do me this
favor.
And
what would you change about it? I'm looking forward to read y'all's comments and answer every single one of them. And until next week, guys, God bless y'all. Stay healthy. Bye.
Okay, first off, when you look at the tracks, when you look at the cups, when you look at everything, there are a couple of things here. Example, Vanilla 1 and 2, worst tracks of all time. We'll get into that another day. But you have Ghost Valley 3, you have Bowser Castle 3, you have Rainbow Road. These tracks are beautiful. I love everything about them, and at the time of when this game came out, those were some of the funner tracks to play, because other tracks here are very simple, left turns and 90-degree turns. There's nothing wrong with some of the very first tracks of the cups, but when you look at everything all together, Choco Island 2, this comes from the Star Cup, one of the best tracks here. The giant mud section in the beginning you're going to have to avoid. There aren't true 90-degree turns. You have to actually be careful with the way that you drive the track because you can slip and slide all around. So it's up there for me as one of the better tracks that we have. When you come to Mario Kart 64, as mentioned, DK Jungle Parkway, Yoshi Valley, Rainbow Road. These three tracks are the best, like they're top 5 tracks amongst everything else here. Now, we can make an argument maybe for Calamari Desert. That's a personal thing if you want to do that. You can make an argument for Wario Stadium. You can maybe make an argument for something like Sherbert Land. Honorable mention, maybe Choco Island, whatever you want to do there. But the best 3 tracks in the game, top 5 tracks, DK Jungle Parkway, Yoshi Valley, Rainbow Road. Now, Super Circuit, it has some good tracks in it for sure. Some of these tracks have come back as retro tracks in games. Some of these tracks have been remade in CTGP and other Mario custom track builds there. But if you look at everything here, some of the best ones here, Riverside Park, I'm so glad that they remade that and made that into a DLC course. I love the fact that they have, where is it? Sunset Wild. That's another track. That's a great CTGP track, but also a beautiful track with the Shy Guys there and the tents and everything about it. And then you have Rainbow Road. So you have a couple of awesome tracks here. You know, the biggest one is where is it? It literally should be right here. I'm sorry, everybody. Give me a second. Because Sky Garden, I'm a little bit confuzzled. Imagine looking at it and not paying attention. Sky Garden is the greatest track of all time, of this game, I should say, than Rainbow Road. And you can make some, you can make some arguments for a couple other ones, as I mentioned, Riverside and Sunset. Yoshi Desert is, though it's a desert track, is still fun to play. Ribbon Road is still fun to play, but Sky Garden takes the cake. As mentioned, this is the most important in the Mario Kart franchise, in my opinion. Bowser Castle's a great track. Rainbow Road's a great track. DK Mountain. So many people love DK Mountain. The fact that Yoshi Circuit is Yoshi, you're driving on what is Yoshi, dude. The outline of Yoshi. Daisy Cruiser. There's so many great tracks in this game. Yoshario, I do understand that you are picking a couple good tracks. You're picking Mushroom Bridge here. I think it's an 8 out of 10 track. There are a couple here that are just, whatever tracks indeed. But Mushroom Bridge is a great one. I respect that indeed. DS, this is a great one. As mentioned, if you are on Team Waluigi Pinball, that's fine. Just don't make it don't scream to the heavens Waluigi Pinball's the only track that matters in this game. When you look at something like Delfino Plaza Square that comes right before it, very similar. Delfino Plaza, Mario Sunshine, the Piantas, the Pianta statue with the water right there. This is basically very similar to the F1 Las Vegas, where they basically shut down the roads and the drivers drive through the town or through the city. That's what Delfino Square is. Bowser Castle's a great choice. Rainbow Road's a great choice. Peach Garden's my ultimate favorite of this game. But I'm telling you that if you are strictly a Waluigi Pinball because you quote-unquote think everything else sucks, get a better take. Here we have everybody's favorite Mario Kart Wii. A lot of people love this game. I run this game still to this day. I react to this the most on the channel. Coconut Mall's fantastic. You already heard my Maple Treeway take, but some other honorable mentions for sure. Wario's Gold Mine, Toad's Factory, Grumble Volcano, Bowser's Castle. Some people may or may not like it, but Rainbow Road. Those are some honorable mentions. Not to take away credit from something like Koopa Cape, Daisy Circuit, and Moo Moo Meadows, but they're not in the top echelon or the top tier. I'm telling you there, Maple Treeway, Coconut Mall, top 2 courses for sure. Woohoo Loop and Maku Woohoo are some of the greatest track this game has. They are finally outside of the Mario universe. At least that's the way I look at it. But you can't discredit something like DK Jungle. You cannot discredit something like Wario Shipyard. You can't discredit Rainbow Road. This is one of the more massive Rainbow Roads that we've had. If you're a cheap Lagoon guy, I think we have a bit of a problem. Mario Circuit guy, I think we have a bit of a problem. Toad Circuit, not my favorite, not my personal. I think that's towards the bottom. But there are some honorable mentions along with the ones that Yoshario has, the Woohoo Loop, and my personal other favorite, Mako Woohoo. So there we go. There. Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe, these are the same exact tracks. Sunshine Airport is definitely up there, and then Mount Wario, I think those are tied for the best tracks of those games. But the other honorable mentions, Shy Guy Falls. I mean, Bone Dry Dunes is actually an amazing track. And the other one, Cloud Top Cruise, is also up there. I think that you can't discredit all the tracks because they're great tracks. But, maybe get rid of Mario Circuit from existence. Mario Kart Stadium we don't really need. But yeah, there's a couple honorable mentions for sure. Okay, Editor Jimmy here. I forgot to post something regarding the Mario Kart DLC that I was going to talk about. When you look at the DLC here, what we have, there's a bunch of retro tracks, and a bunch of the quote-unquote newer tracks are from Mario Kart Tour, such as the Ninja Hideaway, such as Sky High Sunday, and even, where is it? It's towards the bottom, Yoshi Island. When you look at everything together, Yoshi Island might be the best of all the quote-unquote new tracks for the 8 Deluxe DLC. The other one, in my opinion, would then be Merry Mountain. I love everything about it, the aesthetics, the holiday season, the track itself. It's tied with me, T1, we'll put it tied for first between Merry Mountain and Yoshi's Island. Continue with the take. This one, Mario Kart Tour. I have not played much Mario Kart Tour, but for the game that I have played, for everything that I have here, when I look at some of the new tracks, not the retro tracks, if I look at the remixes, I played more remixes on Retro Rewind for Mario Kart Wii. My favorite personal is Ghost Valley. Just something about that really stands out. And some of the other remixes are great as well. If I look at non-city tracks, I don't care if you guys are not in this camp because this one's a personal. Sky High Sunday's great. Piranha Plant Cove, though, takes the cake. Yoshi Valley is maybe tied for first with Piranha Plant Cove, but honorable mention Sky High Sunday. And if I look at the city tracks here, I like New York Minute, I like Tokyo Blur, I like London Loop, but the key word there is like. They're not the top echelon of the city tracks. I think something like Sydney Sprint is up there, Singapore Speedway is up there, Rome Avante, and I loved reacting and watching to some of those tracks and those world record runs there, but those would definitely be up there for me in the Mario Kart Tour universe. So without a further ado, let me know in the comments below, do you agree with this take? Do you disagree with my take? Do you agree with what Yoshario says? Do you disagree with what he says? Obviously, there's a bunch of things that we have liked, and we may have been on different terms here with some of the courses that we love and what we call aesthetically pleasing and things like that. But let us know in the comments below. Please go to his channel. This is the plug one last time. Subscribe to him, and if you want, hit the subscribe button on my channel. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.